Hello, and welcome to Meet the Author, a show where we explore the world through the imagination of talented writers. On this show, we will talk with authors from Laurel, Prince George's County, the DMV, and beyond. Welcome to another episode of Meet the Author. Joining us today is Mr. Darius D. Odom. Mr. Odom is an author, speaker, and an entrepreneur. In his book, The Gold Standard Male, he shares principles that will benefit men of any age, race, culture, religion, or socioeconomic background so they can become the best version of themselves, which not only benefits them, but also positively affects families, communities, and ultimately the world. So let's find out more about this standard and meet Darius D. Odom. Hi, Mr. Odom. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing well. How are you?
Good. Glad to have you here today.
Thank you.
So we just want to start. I gave a brief introduction about you, but just tell us a little more about yourself.
Right now, I'm 26 years of age. I'm a speaker, author, and run an area. I personal train, talk to different clients and things like that, and just trying to take the next step forward in business.
Okay. Do you have a business right now?
Yes, actually, Skills Fit Apparel. I put on hold because I am currently working on a new book, so it's kind of like a lot going on at once.
Okay.
So, in the near future.
Cool. So that's good to know. Do you have plans to write other books?
Yes.
Okay. So when do you think it'll be finished?
It's a little bit early to put out to the public, about a year and a half, and I'm going to talk about some topics from this book, but go more in depth with them. But about a year and a half.
Okay, sounds good. So we definitely will look forward to that. Okay, so just tell us a little bit, because this book shares a lot of information and principles to men, and not to sound harsh, but like what gives you, how do you feel that you are qualified to discuss these things and share this with men?
Less about most of my experience and more so about me having like a master observation skills. Like I love observing men, how they move and things like that, and just I love asking questions to other men and getting the insight from them. A lot of things in the book wasn't even from me originally. It's from other older men other than myself. So.
Okay. So you say observing, just watching.
And mistakes I made along the way. Just different mistakes I made. I seen like I can go in the perspective of looking at it on the positive side and formulate into a book and putting out there for the right thing. And
that's one of the best ways to learn, right?
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Learn while you're doing it. So, like I said, the name of the book is The Gold Standard Male. So give me your overall definition of what a gold standard male is.
So a gold standard male, actually I break it down and dissect it in the book. I break it down in 3 categories: as a businessman, a mild-mannered man, and ultimate warrior. For the businessman perspective, it's less about just being a businessman, having business astute, but also about having like a passion for something you're really going for, an ambition. So it's about having a deep focus and attention to detail what you really want in life. And that's going to help them become the best version of themselves so they can put it back out into the world. A life of fulfillment is basically what I'm trying to get the reader to understand. And for the second one is the well-mannered man, meaning he's more so polite to people, he's casual. His ambition in business doesn't overshadow his politeness, just a genuine kindness for people and a love for people in the world to this day. And for the ultimate warrior thing, is like a perspective, just a protective instinct for the family, a strong body, mind, and soul, just to lead in the right direction. And you formulate all of them into one, and you create this kind of
gold standard. The
gold standard.
Okay, so we said ambition, well-mannered, being polite, and that protector.
Yes.
I like that.
Yes.
Okay, very good. So one thing I mentioned in the title, there was male versus man. So just tell us why you decided to use that word.
So male was basically because I made a lot of comparisons with my research and things like that with just the male species of the other animals and organisms, and how us men as humans, we can relate to them and formulate this, and not just only looking at other men for learning things, we can look at the male organism itself.
Oh, I see. So that it clearly makes a difference, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I like that distinction. I really that's a very good distinction. So your book was released August 13th, 2021, in the midst of the pandemic. So how did that affect you? How did that affect the release of your book?
It benefited it because of my time away from the gym. I can really focus my energy into the book. So it actually benefited, but on the end cause, I wish I could have had more things like book signings and things that happened, but a lot of things were shut down, but it still blossomed and did well on Amazon, Barnes & Noble. So really no negative. I think it's still all positive, and it's more to come with it too. Right.
So I'm glad you can see the positive in it. I see you exhibiting your gold standard male, looking for the positive and being excited about what, and not focusing on the negative. So that's a great thing to do. So like we mentioned the pandemic, so you mentioned it was fine for your writing, but you weren't able to hold like workshops and seminars. Are you looking to do more of those in the future now that things are opening up?
Absolutely, especially next year after my second book release, so I can have more details, more information to share with the public, and more things to give to the readers as well.
Okay, because I think that'll be beneficial because they have the book to read, but then they can talk to you, do workshops, and do seminars and things where they can put this into practice.
Yeah.
So definitely looking forward to that.
Okay,
Hoping everything stays positive in the world of COVID, so you can move forward with that, because that sounds like very beneficial.
Yes.
So I had a chance to look at your social media page. You know, you're a young guy, so social media probably is pretty important to you. And I did find that it was very inspiring, uplifting, and positive. So just share with us how you use your social media to get your message across.
Majority of my message on social media is pretty much when I'm in the zone, either in the gym, walking, or just meditating. I do that at local parks, and I just get a hunch just to speak. So it's kind of like organic in a way. So it do move people, and I just try to post at the right time, show what I'm going through at the time, and just see if it helps someone.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Like I said, it was a really good example
Thank you.
when I saw it. And so since you have this example and you're very observant and you have this standard that you want men to meet, so what are some examples of a gold standard man that you see like out in the world or in your life even?
Of course, I'm sure everyone has a gold standard male. It's really about a man just someone, that's impacting the world in a positive way before he leaving here, because it's all flesh, of course. But it's like, it's people, like certain people, like celebrities and things. You can see pieces of the gold standard, but you really can't get a deep analysis because of their personal lives and things like that.
Right.
But it's like, even certain actors and movie stars, a lot of people, like, it's something like consuming all these types of men together, and they become the best version of themselves. But the pinpoint one is kind of tough because you don't know the in-depth person.
Right. So that was a trick question for you.
Yeah, it's a trick question.
So you don't want me to put, you don't want to put a name out there.
I could. I got some names, but yeah, I could.
I see. So yeah, because you don't know what happens behind the scenes.
Yeah,
And nobody's perfect, but just give me one.
Okay, it's a guy I follow. His name is Tariq Nasheed.
Okay.
He's an author, movie producer, and things like that. He's family oriented. Some of my favorite authors, like Robert Greene, they're just very calculated men. Some fictional ones is like, I've actually put in my book, Vito Corleone. Although he's a mob boss, he displays a lot of gold standard male qualities.
Okay.
So yeah,
I see. So it's helping them become the best version. Again, I just want to say again, not perfection. We're definitely not looking for perfection, but it's the standard and the way that you put yourself forward.
Absolutely.
Okay, I like that. I like that. So it's around graduation time, and we're looking forward to Father's Day in June. So just share one nugget of inspiration for the male graduates out there getting ready to go off into adulthood.
One. Can I give two? I had to
Sure,
give two.
you can give two.
I had one. I heard it at the beginning of the year. It was an older guy. He said, learning to watch the grass grow, meaning a lot of things come in patience, just being patient over time, the crystallization process of things, and just being patient, let things play out. And the second one for someone just graduating, it's a term I heard about 2 weeks ago. It's called find your zone of genius. I mean, to find your zone and what you master, like what you do, and like your glory is in your lane only. Okay. And some just focus on what you want to focus on.
I like that, because I told you I have a high school graduate, so he's been doing film for some time now, and I can see, when he gets focused and in that zone and you do what you do best, like it makes a world of a difference.
Yes, I do.
Okay, well, thank you. Those are the actual questions. Now I want to just play a little game with you. You can relax a little bit.
Okay.
I just took some words from your book that stood out to me. And when I say the word or the phrase, you just tell me, like, what's the first thing that comes to mind for you? Okay? So the first word I like to put out there is integrity. What does that mean, or how does that look?
Honesty within yourself with everyone else can be going the opposite direction.
Okay, that's integrity. Okay, how about honor?
Honor. Doing what's right in spite of being seen for it, and being noble for your word.
Okay, very good. How about boundaries?
Boundaries. Ooh. Boundaries that can go stretch with relationships to job, just having certain principles for yourself that you're not going to let anyone else cross and you won't cross, and being secure within yourself.
Okay, I like, so you getting them good, and I didn't even give you these words in advance. That's all right. Let me just do a couple more. Let's do discipline.
Discipline. Doing what you got to do even when you don't want to. That's all it is.
Look at that.
That's all it is. Yeah.
Okay. And last one, finisher.
Finisher. You always got, I think I got a quote in my book that says, a man who never finished is never successful. It's something like that, but to be a finisher means to be a winner. You always got a finisher. You never want to have so many things you putting off to the side that you never accomplish. You never see the fruits of your labor, so to speak. So being a finisher means to be a winner.
Okay, I love it. Thank you. See, that wasn't too hard, right?
No, it was easy. It wasn't bad at all.
Okay, so thank you for playing along with that game, and thank you for being an inspiration to men of all ages. So just tell us how to get information about your book, how to contact you so people can reach out to you.
They can reach out to me at Daquan Skills on Instagram, DeQuanSkillz, or you can find my book on Barnes & Noble and Amazon.com. Majority, I'm really only on Instagram right now. You can shoot me a DM if you need a book. I have copies on me. You can order from Amazon.com and it's available on BarnesandNoble.com as well.
Okay. Well, thank you, and thank you for being with us today. It was definitely a pleasure having you here, and wish you much success in your future endeavors.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. Thank you.
You're welcome. With a 4.9 out of 5-star rating on Amazon, the book, The Gold Standard Male, is definitely making its mark. With only 91 pages, it's a great, short, but jam-packed read to share with all the males in your life. Whatever stage of life they may be in, this book not only provides tools to read, but also principles to be practiced routinely in order to increase or sustain success and improve lives. And I might add, it is good to see it produced by a young man who is willing to share with others what he has learned. Here are a few benefits of writing an inspirational book. As an author, you help readers believe in themselves. You also help the readers improve upon themselves, and that helps make them better in an area where they may be lacking. You inspire them to not just read, but to do, to take positive actions in their lives. And you inspire them to make better choices. They will become aware of tools to respond differently and handle situations better. It also gives the author another revenue stream, a way to make some additional money. And it validates the author an area in which you may be discussing. And it shows that the author is selfless and share what they've learned and not just keep it to themselves. So these are just a few of the benefits of writing an inspirational book. For more information about all things writing and publishing, visit www.publishing.jmediagroup.net. I would like to thank Mr. Odom for joining me today and for sharing his insights to help men take on a new mindset in order to conquer their dreams and goals. If you are an author and would like to be featured on our program, you can send an email to cmjohnson@laurel.md.us or call 301-725-5300, extension 2110. We would love to have you on the show. I'm Christine Johnson, reminding you to open a book and let it take you on your next adventure. Hello, and welcome to Meet the Author, a show where we explore the world through the imagination of